I haven't got an invite, by the way.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to IRL Season 10 F1 Tier Round number 3 at Great Britain. As you can hear, probably in the background, I have two other commentators in here. I have Mr. Tom Jewell, who bottled his F3 title. And then I have Mr. Paco Suarez as well. As lost his F2 title as well. No, all jokes aside, I've got some great guys in the booth. As we're going to have an exciting race in the F1 today. So how are you two doing?
My life is horrible. No, really excited for the race today. I mean, Silverstone is always a great track. It provides good racing. So I hope we can see a good race, and hopefully Luis will be able to challenge Matthew.
Yeah. And what about you, Tom?
Well, I was having a good day until I just had that F3 insult come at me. But otherwise, I'm looking forward to today. Hopefully we get a bit of a wet race. Maybe some incidents, could be quite interesting.
Yeah, that would be quite interesting. Just quick reminder, going to spectator, because I know the F1 tier admin and think, oh yeah, we've got 15, then let's go. But we don't have yet.
Okay.
But yeah, it's going to be a triple comms duel today, which will be very interesting, as we have 15 people for today's race. Oh, go on, Paco.
You know that a triple cannot be a duo, right? I mean, are you aware of that?
I've already had the beer, you know. The beer's kicking him. But,
yeah, I can have
one in a minute or so.
But yeah, it's going to be a very great day in the F1 booth today. As we can see, Matthew Alder then in the standings is in the lead still with a 54-point gap. He's been taking those quality points very well. Hasn't maxed the amount of points he can score in a weekend, but you know, 2 wins and 2 times qualifying on pole. Will he make it a triple? And will he be able to take the fastest lap this time, as it looks like the Alfa Romeo team are just going to run away with the constructors? And what do you guys feel on that? Do you think F1 is getting a bit too predictable, or do you feel Matthew deserves this and looking for a 7-time champion?
Well, I think it's obvious. I think Matthew, about consistency, he's the best. We know he's going to win the championship. Maybe there will be some races in which we will see maybe other driver winning, but Matthew is probably the favorite. And then the constructors, they have the best duo, but anything could happen. Maybe Luis can bottle a couple of races, you know. But yeah, everything can happen. I don't know. What do you think about that, Tom?
Well, I have to agree with you, to be honest. Matthew is, well, running away with it, and then Lewis close behind. But I'm hoping to see Lewis maybe challenge Matthew a bit more for that P1, because recently he has been on pace, but otherwise it's just a pretty dominant 1-2 from Alfa Romeo.
Yeah, we have seen that actually. Lewis has actually been the closest to Matthew with teammates wise. Matthew had Sondre was near the back most of the time. Cameron did challenge him now and then, but then at the back. Rocco did, and then he's just flopped. And then Lewis, from crashing all the time, has now decided to pick up a gear and, you know, challenge Matthew at certain races, which is good to see. It's an exciting point of view for us in the comms booth. It's not just Matthew dominance, but Matthew still finds a way to win. You know, he keeps adapting to the situation and keeps getting quicker. But as we get ready for the qualifying session, as people pick their tyre choice, we do have a new driver, CPI Dor Adek, which his real name is. Which I have it here. If it loads. CPI is not on there for some reason.
You just have to see the F1 sign up, which I'll let you know. Since it was the latest sign up, it's a, well, actually this is David. It's not David, it's like David. Stunsik. I mean, he's Polish, so yeah, his name is quite difficult for us. Hope we actually pronounce it well. But if we don't, please don't kill us, alright?
No, just kill Paco. But all jokes now, we'll try and get it correct. And oh, Tom, maybe your prediction for a possible wet weather could be right, as we can see a lot of cloud in the British area. But right now, let's get all the settings up. Everything receives full track map, telemetry, and everything all like that. Well then, before quality actually does get underway, what are your guys' top 4 prediction? And since Tom is new to the booth, let's actually let him pick first, and we'll go with Paco, and then I'll pick the top 4 in quality.
Well, I think it's a no-brainer. Matthew, I think he'll finish first, and then I think Lewis third, because I don't think he got quite the consistency to finish second around this track, and then P2. We'll go with Alfie Brigatti, because he looked quite strong in Russia, so I'll go with him.
Yeah. For me, it's actually quite difficult. I mean, not the pole, but the rest. I would say Matthew on the pole, and have at second place. I'm gonna bet Luis is gonna take second. Third is gonna be. I'm gonna go with Cameron Young, and fourth is gonna be Liku.
Yeah, that's a very interesting top four there from Paco. Well then, I think top four, obviously we all agree Matthew's just going to take pole, but second, I'm going to give it to Lewis. He has shown some good pace, and then I will say third for Santo Lasu, which is Santi Matkayan. And then fourth, I'm going to give the new boy a chance there. David, I believe it is, or his name. I do apologise if that is wrong. I think he could get a fourth place, because I do believe Cameron is on wheel today. Unless he has now changed it back to pad, as he was having a couple of issues. But right now, though, the first person on an outlap who's going to begin is Andre, which is actually Jamil, isn't it? Andre Jamil, isn't it? Something
Yeah,
like it is
correct.
Jamilin. So we will go on board them then, as he is about to hit the final couple of corners, and it is getting cloudy, like really cloudy now. So possible threat of rain near the end of the session, as a lot of people are out on track. And let's see what Andre does then. Through turn one he goes, nice and tight there, cuts a bit of the curb. Gets a nice tidy entry through turn 2. Now into turn 3. You've got to get a nice run here, as you can lose a bit of time. Run a bit wide. Through turn 4 and 5 is a bit difficult on traction. You've got to take it really slow and then short shift up the fourth. Get a decent exit in the first DRS zone. And let's see what his first exit time will be. It's going to be a 26.8. So that's a pretty decent time. As right now then, he's coming into the right-hander hairpin, which I wish was now the final straight as it used to be back in the olden days. Right now though, Andrew then, with some cops. Let's see what he can do. Didn't even lift. Flat there, 188 miles an hour. As he's coming now through Mackett's and Beckett's now. Nice and tidy, avoids the curbs altogether there, which usually a lot of people do ride the curbs there. And what do you think of that situation there, him not riding the curb there, Paco?
Well, I mean, it's really easy to lose it. Probably he just wants to set a banker, you know, enough lap, you know, to probably be up there in the top 10. And he doesn't want to lose the back end or, you know, make the lap invalid. So, yeah, probably taking it cautious on the first attempt.
Okay, well, let's see what he does then. And Andrew then takes P1 with a 24, obviously P1, with a 24.5. That's a decent banker. As who's just set out there? That is Edward there in first, 24.3. So he's also now set a banker. Tom, do you have anybody on your homeboy favourite, Mr. Ollie Favell, who's just set a lap time?
24.7.
24.7.
Not bad. I think he can improve on that though, because in practice it looks like he was a bit quicker than that. But I was watching the new guy Davidek before. He had quite a good lap going, to be fair, but he just lost it in Mags and Beckett's. But
that's what the Williams was. That's a shame there for him then. But let's let you come to over a lap. Right now I believe Lewis Curtis is finishing a lap right now. Just coming up to Store Corner.
Coming through Stowe's. No, he's gone into the lap.
Great timing.
Oh, that's just brilliant time. You know, he was going to go for the lap and then he messed it up. But Matthew then invalid 23.8. So
Alfie.
Matthew is in the 23s. Alfie then is in the racing point.
Stowe. Yeah. He's on the final corners. Really important to have a really good exit, to not lose the back end and to gain as much time as possible, get this corner tight. And yeah, we can see 124.5. We can see, well, that's a 4,000 of a second gap between Andre and Alfie. That's really close.
Yeah, that is really close indeed. And Brandon Glover then, he's just now through Chapel now, where Sondre loses it a couple of times, and hopefully he does finish his lap. So Tom, if you want to go on Brandon, who's about to approach Still Corner.
Yeah, going to the corner, going down to 5th, interestingly. I would stay up to 6th, but hope he needs a good time here. First lap, down to 2nd, needs a good exit. Not bad, holds it well. and he comes across the line. 24.6, not bad, puts in P8, but you're looking to improve on that.
Yeah, not bad lap there from Brennan at all. You know, in practice he was doing 24.8s to be honest, and he's now just stepped up his game. So Brennan then is looking for a good lap time, possibly a low 24, which I do expect from these guys to do low 24s instead of highs. But nobody else is actually on a flyer right now, except the Williams driver, the new boy, David, I believe it is, in the Williams. He's on an outlap right now, just behind Bran. Let's see what he can do then today. He's currently in 15th, as you all, both you said he did lose it earlier on through Mackets and Beckett's. Hopefully he can get it under control and get a good lap in so he can show us what pace he is made of. And see if we can challenge the front runners. As Paco, I'll let you commentate over his lap when he gets onto the start-finish straight.
Alright, thank you very much, Jared. I was about to commentate that Matt, you know, one of our admins that race in F3, told us about this guy pace and that it could be promising. I mean that he was quite fast in the race he raced against him. So I hope he can carry that speed to our league as he's about to start his lap. So yeah, we're gonna commentate on that. So crosses the line, first corner, the Abbey. He goes through Abbey, really good exit from there. Really important to have a really good exit here. You can easily lose the back end. As Jared said, short shift to 4 is really important here, which he doesn't. Goes over the curb. Now he's on the Brookland straight. As he does a 26.8 on the first sector, which is not bad, but not brilliant. He goes a little bit wide here, but yeah, immediately he goes up to 4th. Has a really good exit through Woodcote. And about to hit Cops. He'll probably do flat out. There he goes, and he validates. So yeah, that's the lap over. I don't know if he's gonna give up or at the moment he continues. So let's see what he'll set in the second sector. The ideal time is a 1-2 low. Well, actually, he does a 1-6. So yeah, that's quite good for the William driver. As he's about to hit Stowe, go down to 6. You have to keep the foot on the throttle, and he goes into the pits. His lap, I have to say, didn't look bad. So yeah, he could probably have been in between Andre and Fletty, probably.
Well, that's true. That's unfortunate he did invite it. That can be a very dodgy corner to get right. We will move on then with Matthew Order then, which Tom will be doing comms over now, as he's just on outlap on Stowe, so he will be beginning his lap. Will he be able to take pole? Current pole position is a 24 flat by Lewis Curtis.
He'll be looking for pole here. See some driving government, hopefully. Comes across with a good exit. Coming up to turn 1. Should be fairly simple for him. Go through turn 2 up to the first braking zone of the track. Down to 3rd. Doesn't short shift to 4th. 2nd. Back up to 3rd. No, short shift to 4th. Coming down to the first straight up to turn 7, I believe. Down to 4th, holds it well, nice and tidy through there. Needs a good exit out here to out of here to onto the and he loses it a little bit, managed to hold it. Coming up to Cops. Tricky corner to get right. Easy to lose to the rear. Does it well. Up to the hardest part of the track in my opinion. Yeah, it's perfect. Nice tidy there. The exit was okay. Looking like a good time so far. Down to 5th as well. Misses the curve. Keeps it in the track limits, not bad. Finishes the lap of the final chicane. Needs a good exit. Does that well and comes across a 23.9, which takes him to pole. It's a great lap from him. That's what he needed.
but not a big gap though. I mean, coming from Matthew, I would actually expect a bigger gap to the second driver. In this case, Sansu. But we can see the gap is not that big. Probably has a lot of time to earn. As you said, he made a little mistake on his lap, so that could cost him a lot of time, and we'll have to see if he's able to improve that.
Oh yeah, that is true. You know, Matthew usually is quite big on his gaps, and he's basically Michael Jordan. When someone pressures him, he will do it, and you know, he'll just get revenge and just smash a lap. You know. But you know, it was a good lap there from him. It's quite close to you said with the top 4 there, but I believe Matthew could do an easy 23.8, maybe a 23.6, possibly if he nails the lap. You just got to nail it, you know, from Matthew's end. But right now, then nobody is on a actual flyout. Actually, no, Brandon is.
And
Hang on a minute.
No, Brandon is not. It's actually
Brandon has no front wing. Where's Brandon's front wing gone? It's Alf then, as you said, is on a lap. Let's go on board with Alf then. Through Cup's gone then, holds it in 8th. Goes on the grass a little bit on the right front, probably lost a little bit of time. Maybe a couple thousandths now coming through Mackinson Beckett's then. And he's now approaching the corners, hits the curbs, beautiful there. Goes into 5th gear, up to 6th now, through Chapel. Down the hanger straight then, up to 8th gear. Approaching Store Corner. Don't know if it's going to be pole position or not, but it's definitely going to be up there. As we go then, through Store. Keeps the car under control, gets a decent exit now. Holds it in 7th, goes around the 2nd gear into the chicane, into the final 2 corners now. Needs to get a good exit, and he gets it. What time will it be? Will it be a 23? It's a 24.2, stays 9th place. Look how close this grid is right now. It's really close for the top 9.
2 to 3 tenths within it. It's not very far at all.
I mean, I haven't seen that in the other tiers, you know, in F2 or F3. I mean, I have to say, F1 might not have a lot of drivers in it, or at least reliable drivers, but definitely it's one of the closest grids we've had, you know, in our history. So yeah, pretty good to see that there's a lot of competition between the drivers.
Yeah, that is true. As Derek then goes into 10th place with a 24.5, so he finally gets a lap together. And he will be coming back into the pits with 5 minutes remaining of this session. As Lewis Curtis is on a flyer pack, or if you want to go on board with him right now.
Alright. He hits turn 3, has a really good exit, pushing that Alfa Romeo to the limit. As he has a quite stable exit from turn 4, hit the apex really well. The British driver now approaching turn 6. As he doesn't hit the curb, leaves a lot of space. Doesn't seem comfortable on this lap, but let's see how he ends it. Now approaching Cops, which in the last lap I think he did well. And you have to also try and not invalidate it. Quite easy to do so. Hits the curb really well, but he almost loses the back end there. Luis pushing maybe too much, as he doesn't improve on the second sector, but that was predictable, to be honest, since he lost a lot of time there. Now approaches Stowe, hits the curb on the outside and goes directly to the pits. And yeah, that's probably he'll try to put new tire compounds before the end of the session and go for a final run.
Yeah, that's true. It's everyone then in the pit lane. So Ollie Favell right now is on a in-lap.
Yeah, I was on board with him. He managed to improve by 3 tenths. It was a good lap, to be fair, but it was just a couple of small mistakes. So I think he can improve, because literally 2 tenths, maybe a bit more, it could push him straight up to P7 with how close it is. So, I mean...
just saying that if Sandro doesn't do a lap, that would allow Cameron to be 14th, despite his serving a quali ban. So yeah, quite interesting. Although I don't know why Sandro would stay in the pits. Quite weird from him. I mean, probably he just want to wait for the race, you know, and see how he
don't have his quali ban.
His pace is.
He had it in Russia.
Did he?
Who? Cameron?
Yeah, he got the quali ban at Australia. He had it at Russia.
Oh.
Because he was out on a lap earlier and he messed it up.
Oh, I mean, I'm a steward and I'm not even aware of the penalties. Yeah, apologies to everyone. As we can see, the drivers going for the final round. Everyone just trying to get out at the last minute, as we can see, tons of cars. But yeah, probably the Alfa Romeo, I would say, from Matthew, is the furthest right now on track. So he will probably, he will be the first one to start his final run.
That is true, and as I was saying as well, the only penalties what are carrying over is actually Edward. Edward has actually a 5-second penalty, which will be in this race carried over. So yeah, he's got that on his burn. So he's got a lot of pace to do today, Edward. He needs a good result to get the championship in the way he wants it. Ollie has retired. He's called it a day as he couldn't do a time quick enough to be in the top 5 possibly, but he could be out of the top 10 and go on a different tyre. As Tom then, Fleddy is about to begin his flying lap. He will be the first to begin a lap.
No, Matthew.
Was Matthew?
Matthew was first to start a lap.
The
he's
goat
on a lap
himself. Oh, if you want to go on board with Matthew then, Tom, and then me and Paco will round up the rest of the grid.
Okay, yeah, Matthew approaching turn 6 and 7. Going through here, passing into sector 2. Not too bad, but he's purple sector 1. Gets a better exit than his last lap. Definitely improving there. Coming up to Cops. He used to hold it well again. Does it well. Coming up to Magda Beckett's again. Hardest, in my opinion, hardest area of the track. Oh, that's perfect from him. That's a lot better than last time. Goes down to 5 momentarily. Passes the new driver on the left. Coming up to the penultimate corners on the track. Touches the curb a little bit. Gets a good exit, it's fine. And then final chicane. Down to 3rd. Short shift to 4th. Perfect exit. Coming across the line for 23.4. Wow. That's ridiculous.
And I called it in. I said he's like a Michael Jordan. Someone pressures him to do a lap, he comes back for revenge, and he absolutely does it. He does a 23.499. You know, this guy is meant to destroy lap times. Now then, we'll go on board with Fleddy, who's about to finish his lap here, Paco, in 8th place. If you want to go on board with him, a quick through store.
Yeah, I mean, he was improving marginally on the second sector, so probably he won't improve by much. As we can see, session is over, so yeah, no one will start a lap now. And Freddy taking it through the final corner. Let's see what he said. So 24.2, yeah, marginal improvement as I said. And I believe he didn't switch places, so yeah, he stays 8th.
Yeah, but Santos then gets in the 23.9s finally, but not good enough to challenge for pole position. Edward couldn't improve. Lewis doesn't improve either as he retired. But what about Nino Romanello? As he's now coming into the chicane now. Bit of a lock on that left front. Oh, that's going to hurt the Ferrari.
Oh, really wide exit.
Here he comes now. To the final corner, and he does
still
a 23.8.
Wow.
Good lap there from Nino. Beautiful lap. Nailed that.
And he could have improved more, by the way.
Yeah, he could have, easily. As someone else just improved, that is Rocco Walsh in the 4th place. As here comes Sondra, and he's invalidated, so the Reynolds will be starting 14th and 15th. Is anybody finishing?
And Andre Jamil, yeah. No, when he invalidates just going at the exit of Stowe, he was improved by 1/10.5. He'll probably finish his lap just to see how much he was improving. But it wasn't a solid lap. Let's see what he would have said.
24.3.
Yeah, in the third sector, he didn't improve. But yeah, he was on a solid lap before that.
Here he comes then, and he does a 39.3. So he was completely off the pace there on that run there, and that is a shame. But then we have the qualifying order. Excuse me, as Matthew then takes pole position, another viable 2 points.
Well,
he's now got 56 points in the championship.
We at least got one right. We got Matthew right in our poll, so yeah, I would take that as a win.
We'll tell that as a win indeed. Well then, as we go down the qualifying results then, Matthew takes pole position by over 3/10, with Nino Romanello in 2nd, Santu in 3rd, Rocket Walsh in 4th. Good result, especially with him on no line. Edward in 5th, Lewis Kurtz in 6th, Andre in 7th, Fleddy in 8th, Alfie 9th, could get a good result today, as Ollie Favell is in 10th place, with Kevin Anderson 11th, David in 12th. Good qualifying result, could have got a better result today, but it is a very close grid, and 13th, I believe, is Brandon, And then 14th and 15th is the both Renaults, with Sondre Solhaug in 15th and Cameron Young in 14th place.
So yeah, definitely we have dry weather for the race. So yeah, no surprise here. I think we have a really intriguing race because Nino in that second place was quite unexpected. He came out of the blue. So yeah, I think that's gonna give a little bit of motion to the race, and it's gonna be interesting to see how Rocco goes in the race. I believe he's still on no line, right, for IRL?
Yeah, he's still on no line.
So yeah, I think it's gonna be interesting to see how he adapts to a race condition. Although last weeks he has been racing without line, so he should be used to that. But now starting that fourth, I believe he hasn't started that well in the whole season until now.
Oh, yeah, that is true. Right now, though, I believe Tom isn't here, unless he is. No, he's not. Right, Tom will be back in a second. He's just got to quickly do something. But while we are here, me and Paco then can go through the race prediction then. So, Paco, I'll let you start then with the top 4 with your race prediction. Who do you think is going to get the top 4?
I'm quite curious. I mean, why top 4? Why not top 3?
I always go top 4. I like to have an even playing field.
Yeah, you've always been quite special. Well, I think we all know who's gonna win the race, unless he crashes or, well, they crash him out. That's better phrased. So yeah, Matthew first. I believe Luis is gonna be second. I mean, he has to have more pace than that. I don't believe Nino's gonna stay second. But I believe he's gonna be able to stay on the podium. I don't know why. I think today he might have the pace, so that's Nino in third. And in fourth, I'm gonna put Andre Jamil. I'm not gonna put neither Likel or Rocco because Rocco is without line, so I don't know about his consistency. And Likel, he has shown that he cannot stay a race without getting pens, so I think that's gonna cost him the podium, or the 4th spot in this case. What about you, Jared? What's your top 4?
Well, Matthew obviously in first. I will agree with you, Nino. I think he's going to be on the podium, but I think he's going to get second. Lewis in the 3rd place, and I think Bugatti could get 4th. I think that's going to be the top 4 for today. What do you think there, Tom, with the top 4? Who do you think is going to get it?
Well, I think Matthew's going to keep his consistency and stay up in first. I think Nino will drop down a little bit, but then I'll say Santori Marskine, I think that's his name. I'll say he'll get second, Lickle third, and Nino 4th.
Yeah, so we've got a very similar prediction there. Well, we've got guaranteed Matthew with first, obviously, with the prediction from both of us. But the tyre strategies then. 11th place is Kevin Harrison on soft tyres, and then everybody else, 12th, 13th, 14th and 15th, on mediums. They could be on the worst end of the strategy, because they need a safety car around about lap 15, lap 16, if they want a chance to win, or get a good result.
I wouldn't say it's that bad. I actually carried that strategy in FP and it wasn't that bad. But yeah, the race is about to start, so yeah, I'm gonna let you take the protagonism.
Well, and if you two can keep an eye on any chaos in the background, as we're going now to 5 red lights for round number 3 of Britain for the top tier in IRL, and the lights are out, and it looks like Matthew Orders had a good start. Look at the Mercedes in the background of Edward. He's had a brilliant start. There's already a crash.
What happened there?
Oh my God.
I missed that because I went in cockpit to have a look. And there's another crash. There's an AlphaTauri. There is Freddy. He is round, and there is a safety car already before we don't even get through the first corner, and a safety car is already out, and we already have loads of penalties already. Chaos into turn 1.
What did just happen there? I mean, Tom, I cannot explain it with words because I don't know what happened. I mean, I just saw someone losing it. But yeah, did you see anything?
I saw one of the Mercedes come out. I'm trying to work. Brand hasn't got any damage. It might be like but I saw one of them come out and then spin, which I think might have caused the whole thing. Then I saw Santori round. Big mess, to be honest. I couldn't really tell what happened.
Well, this gave me flashbacks to Brazil, I remember when Fran was in the Alfa Romeo, the lights went out, he spun it off the line, and then it caused a massive pile-up, so, we're not surprised to this for the top tier, and it was Edward who did not have a good start. He hasn't got any damage, so I think he's got away. We will have a look in anybody if they only got any wing damage, because we did see another crash. It looks like...
The Racing Point... Well, actually, Kevin, I believe he has ring damage on the right end plate.
Right end
and
plate.
I don't know about anybody else. Yeah, Fleddy seems clear, the Reynolds seem clear, and the Merck, that probably was the one who caused everything, seems clear. So, but what it doesn't seem clear is the penalty, since Andre and Edward got a 5-second time penalty for colliding each other, although we know how these penalties are, so they probably serve to pit it now. Yeah, they'll pit to serve it now.
Matthews
probably
in the
go well because they can go to hards.
Yeah,
from lap 1.
I won't go hard, to be fair, because they're not really that good. And there's a lot of people in. Jesus, it's like a train. There's cars everywhere. Both Reynolds are in, and the Reynolds are double stacking, and it's Cameron who's getting first pickings. Wonder what tyre choice he is going on.
Well, mediums. No, mediums? Hards. No, yeah, Matthew is going hards. Yeah, everyone is going hards. So yeah, smart choice.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Nino could actually have a good shot winning this race now. He's got the better strategy. Yeah, he still has to pit, but he can build that lead over those hards, and he can go mediums, which would smash Matthew's hards.
I'm not gonna... I'm gonna talk about what I did in another league, which I'm not gonna mention. Well, I don't think it matters, but... Well, PSL. Let's just get rid of that. Felix Nekver, who used to race in F1 last season, well, he raced sometime, but yeah, we stopped on, we made a pit stop on lap 1, since there was the exactly same situation, safety car, and we were actually 4th and 5th by almost the end of the race. Then there was another safety car, but hards, I have to say from my experience, that worked well. So I wouldn't be surprised if the hard runners are able to make this strategy work, and because take into account, Jared and Tom, that Silverstone, the pit entry, well, not the pit entry, but the pit in Silverstone is one of the slowest in the whole calendar. So I think it's worth the stop and go to hards rather than staying and then have to serve like 35 seconds or 30 seconds of pit stop in total, you know, going through the pits and all that. So yeah, I think it's worthy going into hards.
I do agree, but I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if we see another safety car later on. So
hang on,
there's a good chance that another might come out. Oh, Fleddy's gone in now.
Yeah, probably to serve the 5 seconds. Probably he had his teammate pitting on the previous lap, so he wanted to wait one lap and then go to the pits. But let's see if he's able to catch the pack again, since he's gonna be a bit far. But yeah, I think he'll have enough time.
Yeah, Zali's just coming in. What about Kevin? Why is Kevin... Yeah, Kevin's going in as well. Maybe they're going hard tyres as well. But I am, as you said, it could work, these hards. But I've got to say, it's really now not good for Matthew, because Lewis, right? Lewis has been with him all season, you know, like the first 2 rounds. Lewis didn't pit. Now, these two are on softs. The softs are roughly, at the moment, 2 seconds, roughly, quicker than those hards. They have to be. There's no way they're under that. And within a couple of laps, they can do 10 laps until they start to die off. But it will probably take at least 4 laps until the hards just get heated up. So it's going to be a very interesting strategy, because right now, the top 4, as we see it are in a very good position, but the top 2 are in a great position on the soft tyre. I think they could do something here.
I'm just gonna make a little comment on what happened on the first lap. It seems it was Kame's fault, since Sansu it's blaming it on Codemaster. So I've asked him to give us some context, so let's hope he answers. But probably the cause of the crash was probably a glitch at the start or something. I don't know what kind of glitch, but yeah, it seems it wasn't the driver's fault. So yeah, we'll have to... Well, he's actually typing, so probably we'll have an answer before we have a restart.
Well, safety car restart, yeah. We'll have a restart lobby because of a crash, because we don't do that unless it's a massive crash and it's due to a glitch or something. Then we probably would. But yeah, you're completely right. If Santos Ben can give us what happened, it would be great to know, because I didn't really catch most of it, because unfortunately, as I said, I went on Edwards' POV, because it looked like he had a good start, but then he had a bad start and it caused chaos, so I only got the aftermath. And so let's go sitting out for another lap. Nobody is pitting. I'm surprised Alfie hasn't pit then. Actually, hang on, what's his penalty? It is a 5 seconds, so he hasn't pit. And just remember, Edward is in 9th. Now, he has a 5 second added to his time as well in today's race. So, you know, Mercedes are looking for some good points. So, Edward needs to get a good result. Because right now, Brandon in 4th place, looking very dangerous. And I believe he did get a podium last week, if I'm not mistaken, Paco.
Can you repeat? Sorry, I was talking with my mother.
That's right. Brandon's in 4th right now. I believe he got a podium last week.
I mean, I would have to check it out. I'll try to be as quick as possible. But I believe, yeah, he actually took a podium. Yeah, actually, he did. Yeah, he took a second, was it? Because of penalties. Yeah, now I'm remembering everything. Yeah, everyone had penalties. He didn't in Russia, and yeah, he got that 3rd spot, I believe, or even 2nd. I cannot remember that well, but yeah, maybe he's in a good position to try because he's on medium, which is faster than the hards, and at some point will be faster than the softs, and at the end they will be on softs. So I think they are both in a good position. I mean, the Williams and the Merc to try to probably not win the race, but maybe be on the podium. So he'll probably get a good result. And by the way, Sansu wrote that he didn't get in motion, and he tried in Grand Prix, and it worked well again. So probably all the incident was caused because Sansu couldn't get the car right, and when he was able to do so, all the contact was made because he was too slow or something like that. Is what I believe that happened. Safety car is going in this lap.
Yeah, safety car is going in this lap, and well, Tom, we're going to see maybe some more chaos probably into turn 1. But as you said, you and me are favouring Nino and Lewis right now.
Yeah.
Let's see what Nino can do. Nino is already back in the pack up, and he's raring to go, ready to show that he has got the pace. He's almost beat Matthew before. He at Bahrain last season, I believe, or the season before that, 2 seasons ago, in the first season on this game. So Nino has the pace to get up there, and he is showing it. So let's see what Nino can do then on the start. As he goes now through the final corner, will he get a good exit? And it looks like he has, and he's had a brilliant restart already now. Got these two. I've already got a second lead to the Williams. We have a look at Brand then in the background now, making a move on the Williams into turn 1. And it's a quick move.
That's why.
Oh, Matthew!
Yeah, oh, wait, Matthew!
Oh, could have ended in tears there. Matthew then trying to get back on the Williams here. Tom, did you get a good angle on that as the Williams now going again side by side with Matthew?
Ooh.
Yeah, really good overtake. Oh, and the Williams is almost side by side, so watch out for Rocco. He could try to move. He's almost touching the rear, but yeah, it seems like Matthew used some ERS and he got away with it as the racing point behind tries to hold the position against the Williams. No, actually, he overtook the Williams. So yeah, that's Alfie in 6. And it seems like David hasn't been able to make that mediums work.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe he didn't get enough heat into it. But Tom, just a quick opinion. What do you think the weather's going to be like right now? Because now we're getting clouds. We see now Alfie making a move.
I mean, maybe that could be the reason that I think a couple of them went onto the mediums. I think that, unless he started on mediums, but maybe that could be the reason why. Maybe rain could be coming. Camera's round. I was spectating. I was about to say that he met P4 at the hard runners. And he just spun out of Chapel.
Yeah, unfortunate for Cameron, and Matthew didn't have a good exit either, and Alfie could have taken advantage of that situation, but he didn't, as he stays behind. But Matthew having some issues with those hards, as he didn't have the start he wanted with little mistakes, which is quite weird to see from him.
Yeah, the GOAT himself, you know, I can't believe I'm actually seeing this. Making mistakes in quali, making mistakes in racing. Look like that rear end really doesn't look as stable as it planted on the ground there. As Alfie is in attack range now. Could Alfie be upset to Matthew Older's win streak? Because right now, the win streak what he's had, he said he wants to go for a 12 win streak, which isn't probably going to happen now, as Cameron has got a lot of work to do to catch back up. But Tom, what do you think of the top 2 right now, pulling away already a 2.6 second gap to Brandon Glover?
I mean, if I was Lewis or Nino, I'd be laughing because, in my opinion, I think they're on the better strategy to stay out. And even without another safety car, I think it's probably maybe the stronger strategy. It's what I would be doing. So Nino's going to be laughing. Lewis is going to be happy. Maybe he's going to want to try and make a move on Nino soon. Yeah.
Oh, Matthew
Also really
trouble.
close. Yeah, I mean, I've never seen Matthew like on this pressure. Like this was close in Australia, but I think this is the first time I actually see Matthew struggling that much. As we can see, Lickle making the overtake on David.
Yep, he does. It's an easy overtake there compared to the hard. So the mediums for Dylan just may just not be rubbing in at all to the track, and it's weird to see this.
Oof.
Getting really close. Could have ended in tears there. Remember Vettel and Verstappen crashed there.
Honestly, if I was Alfie, I would have sent it already. Probably I would have spun. That's why he hasn't sent it, you know, and he's more patient. He's an F1 driver. But yeah, he's being really patient, and I believe he's going to try with the DRS open. So yeah, really smart driving from the racing point.
That is true, but he is under threat by Rocco as well. Tom, what do you think? Do you think Biaggi can make the move this lap, or do you think in the next couple of laps?
I mean, he's going to want to be eager to get past, because obviously Matthew is making mistakes. He knows he can do it, well, at the moment, because Matthew, usually, he's a lot better than this, but I think maybe he's going to try and sit in the DRS once it comes back on. Yeah.
I was just about to say, Tom, don't you think that maybe it's better for Alfie to just stay on DRS, or is he losing that much time really? Because what I believe is that if Alfie makes a move on Matthew is going to have DRS and he's going to try it back. Yeah. So I don't know if it's convenient for him to try.
Exactly. Well, that's the thing is, if he doesn't make a move before the yeah.
And what's out? Well, no, Rocco is far behind, so he's not gonna try, but they're side by side, and Matthew tried to push him wide, but Alfie makes his move work, and he's now up to 4th. Will Matthew try back? No, he stays behind as he locks up a little bit front left. But yeah, that's Alfie up to 4th, and I never believed I would say this, but yeah, Matthew losing a place to Alfie.
Yeah, we got it. Alfie there in the 4th, already doing well, and Cameron Young picks his first penalty on wheel. But right now, we're going to go.
Oh, no, never mind.
No, Alfie already has a 5-second penalty.
Yeah,
right
the
now,
5 second, yeah.
We're going to on board with the former teammates now, scrapping away for 5th place. Will Rocco Walsh rub a bit of salt in the wound to Matthew Older? Right now, he is driving like Kimi Räikkönen, the old man himself. Mr. Sondra Strawhog in 11th. He's driving like a bot right now. Matthew needs to get his head into gear if he wants to get a good result.
It seems like Rocco has a little bit more of like better run in the corner, so he has more wings than Matthew, because in the straight Matthew is just a little bit quicker. So yeah, Rocco will have to know to take advantage of his run through the corners as Alfie loses the back end and he's now round. I don't know if he made contact with the wall, but yeah, that's
he's good. He's got no damage, but he's just lost a lot of time there.
Yeah, a lot of time, and he lost the position to Matthew, so yeah, and a lot of positions as well.
Sorry. Lewis is really closing off on Nino. It looked like he was going to make a move. He was using a bit of DRS. He got it to about 2/10. So
we'll keep an eye on that fight actually for the lead as well. We'll keep an eye on Matthew as well. We've got to keep an eye on both Alfa Romeos here. Both are either on attack or under attack right now. Lewis on attack. Matthew is just a sitting duck, getting challenged by everybody.
And I would say that if Rocco is able to make the move on Matthew, I have to say fair play to him, because he's racing with no line, and you know, being able to make a move on the reigning champion, that would mean that he has adapted really well to no line. So impressive stuff from him. I don't know if he was trying to send it, but he almost hits the back end from Matthew.
That's true then. Tom, actually, could you just keep an eye on the fight between the top two, actually, while we keep an eye on this fight with Matthew on the stream? Just in case anything does happen, we don't really want to miss any action in today's race. But right now, Matthew is doing a Brandon Glover. He is holding a massive train. People take the express every day to go to work. This guy is just a bus right now. Matthew needs to pick up the pace.
And, I mean, it's just unbelievable what's happening right now. I mean, I've never seen this from Matthew. It seems like he has a better run through the corners now, but we'll have to see Rocco as he has a decent exit. Gets ERS, and Luis got quite close to Dino, but I don't believe he's going to try the overtake.
The pits.
Rocco around the outside. Yeah, Lewis into the pits, yeah.
He's going to go for the outside line. He's going to go for the dive. No, he doesn't. But Lewis then into the pit lane already for his first scheduled stop. Will he get clean air? This is what yeah, he's going to get clean air instantly. This is great news. Now, he needs to wish that these guys struggle under these conditions and have a good result. Because right now, Matthew is technically the net leader.
Yeah, and David getting a 3-second time penalty. We can see he's on the mediums and he's been able to keep up with these guys, which could mean that Luis on a good pace. He could actually make that strategy work, but we'll have to wait and see as Oli makes the overtake on Andrew, and he's now up to 7th. Really good start from the McLaren driver.
Oh, Rocco making a move on the inside.
Yep.
Rocco then into the net lead, but Matthew coming back. Sudden tyres. Could they send in tears? Rocco then. That almost sending in tears. Matthew didn't really give him that much room. He could have given him a bit more room, but now Rocco coming back on the attack.
Beautiful.
Will he make the move?
Yeah, I think he's going to wait for the DRS.
No, I've got to agree, Tom.
What did he say?
Luke was actually just what about between the old teammates from last season, but Luke was right behind. Maybe he might be able to pick up some scraps from this.
Yeah, to be honest, I agree with that. Yeah.
Well, let's have a look at gap to lead then from Nino and Matthew.
Oh, wait, Matthew is gonna defend from Rocco as he goes round the outside. He tries to have the run, but he's not able to get it right. But what time, because he has really good traction from that corner, and he's now going round the outside as he makes it work. Now trying to switch back. Lincoln stay behind, getting some popcorns as the leader, pits as Yara says. And watch out, because right now Rocco having really good pace, and being all over the Alfa Romeo rear.
Yeah, he's all over him, Matthew is literally running for his life right now. He's trying just to keep that glimpse of a win today. He knows he can get it. He can get this streak, but right now he's got a lot of pressure. But he's now got a bit of relief as well, because listen, as we said, they've pitted now. They're on mediums, but they're going to be a lot quicker, and they're going to get in this train. There's Rocket now, coming back at him.
Trying to switch back, but I don't know if it will work. As I just love to see how Lickle, getting the popcorns and sitting behind, just watching how these two fight. Quite an interesting point of view from Lickle.
I've got to agree there. And Tom, what do you think? Opinion on Matthew's strategy? Do you think Matthew's still got a good chance of winning this race, or do you think it's out the window with Bran only 3.1 seconds ahead, but with Nino and Lewis?
No, I think Matthew's made the right. At the start, I was doubting it, thinking maybe he should have stayed out, but I think it shows also with Nino and Lewis quite far behind now that the hards is the right strategy. I think Matthew can still make this work.
Speaking about strategies, Lewis is undercutting Nino.
Yeah, and I've just seen the time he has been undercutting to, well, not undercutting, but reducing to the guys ahead, and he's actually quite quick. I mean, if he keeps this pace, right now he's 15 seconds behind the whole pack, and what's up behind Tool. If that had been seconds earlier, Bran's strategy could have had a plot twist,
That's interesting. He's also through Chapel there, Cameron, there in the Renault. So he said he probably won't be getting points today with his first time wheel. He's really struggling with it. And Flyhigh doesn't say in the chat, go Nino, don't let Blizzard win. And I agree. Do not let him win. His ego is building too much. We need him to be slapped by somebody great. But all jokes aside, right now though, Brandon in a good position. VSC comes out. If there's another VSC later in the race when he comes in the pits, it could be a game changer, and we could see Brandon even win a race. It has been a while since he's won, but anything can happen in F1, as we can see, as the VSC has in it as we go green, but Matthew still under threat.
Yeah, and just one thing I want to point out, Matthew has a little bit more ERS than the rest, so yeah, really good management by the Alfa Romeo driver.
I've got to agree there. Tom, what do you think on Rocco's chance to win now, since probably Nino loses game over unless they catch up this train really quickly? Do you think Rocco's got a good shout?
I mean, I was just thinking before, he's picked up his pace quite a bit from the last couple of races he's had, and he's looking quite eager to get past Matthew. Ollie's just passed.
Ollie's just passed David there, actually, just for the position.
Yeah.
But you were saying then about Rocco, then you think he's got a chance, and I think he has got a great chance, to be honest.
If he keeps his pace up and he keeps trying to get through past Matthews, he's challenging quite hard at the moment. I do think he's got a chance of taking the win.
Yeah, well, I won't count out Edward though. He's looking hungry. But remember, he has a 5-second penalty, so he has to actually get past and then gain 5 seconds. And look how close again it was as Kevin and Sondre. Sondre going around the outside now. The two, I would not say goats, the two old men, the old breed. Kevin and Sondre going side by side there, 8th and 9th. Renault and Racing Point having a good little scrap there.
And Fletty, you know, getting ready to try and attack Sondre. But yeah, right now we have a lot of tasty fights. I mean, we have the one for the virtual first spot for the win, for the virtual win at the moment. And then we have, yeah, a 4-way battle for 7th.
It's true. The Hards definitely can go to the end now. So I think maybe Ollie and Nino and Lewis. Maybe I did say they had a good chance. They've got a 10.6 second gap. They need to gain a lot more in the next couple of laps.
Watch out!
Oh, look at Rocco. He's getting aggressive now. Round the outside, he's trying to go again. Matthew, great defending, and this is what he needs to do.
Look at the traction. Oh,
I just dive in now.
And I would say to Rocco, he has an entire race yet to go. He doesn't need to use that much ERS. Just stay behind. Just use DRS, you know, and wait until the final lap. As we can see Kevin and Sondre fighting again, as Kevin gains back the position to Sondre. But yeah.
Yeah, Nino and Lewis really need to start catching up, and Nino's had the chances to overtake.
Yeah, fastest laps.
It just looks like they're working together.
Oh, Rocco.
Hopefully catch the train.
Round the outside, he's gonna try that overtake. And he holds it. This time I think he's gonna have it as Matthew tries to push him wide, but he's not able, and it's now the Williams driver who gets ahead of Matthew. And yeah, I think he's gonna get nervous now, having Matthew behind. So let's see what the English driver does. And yeah, maybe, actually, a question to you both. Will Leclerc try the overtake on Matthew now?
Well, yeah, he's definitely going to have to. He's got a 7-second penalty, so yeah, I think he's definitely going to go for it. You know, he's got to push. And hang on, there's a Renault.
Oh, Sondre, the only Renault. That is a track, Jared.
It is a Renault going slowly, and it is.
Oh, Leclerc.
Oh, what happened there? I missed that.
He lost a little bit back end, and he also hit Matthew's rear end. So yeah, that could have ended in tears.
Leclerc, do a Kimi Raikkonen to Hamilton in turn 1. Sorry, turn 3. So Matthew, please, just send it. I want some aggressive driving today, because this is getting better and better.
You see Rocco's ERS. That's what I meant. Why using that much when you're behind with ERS? And now you're ahead with almost no ERS. I mean, his ERS management. I know it's easy saying it from here, you know, from the commentary box. But I think we all agree, right, that he could have managed the ERS better.
Yeah, I've got to agree, you know. But even Matthew, though, Matthew's using a bit of ERS now. He had like 80% earlier on. He's now gone to 70, so he's using a little bit of ERS just to keep up with Rocco. So Rocco, it looks like Matthew's actually struggling, as Edwards dropped off now from Matthew a little bit. This isn't good, because they want to keep with this train and just keep pulling along, because if the train now starts to separate, Nino and Lewis then will start catching up, because right now gap between Sondre and Bugatti is 9.5 seconds.
Oh, little good run from there, but not close enough. Yeah, I have to say Matthew is the only one with, well, actually Oli and Matthew are the only ones with some ERS on their batteries. So yeah, good management from both of them.
Yeah, I've got to agree. You can't count Ollie though out for a possible podium today. What do you think on that chances of your fellow Jerseyman?
Oh no, I was literally just thinking that. Cause I think he had a good result last week as well. I think was it P3? I think he had. So
I think it was P3 or P4, something like that.
Yeah.
No, it was a podium. It was a podium, I believe.
Yeah. So I'm hoping he can represent and maybe go for another one, because Leclerc's got the penalty, so that he'll take that position hopefully, and then maybe, well, I doubt it, but maybe put a move past Matthew.
Oh yeah, that would be great to see. And Ollie actually got, last weekend, he got 16th. He was actually a lap down.
Oh really?
Yeah, he actually didn't have a good result last week. I think you're on about Australia where he had a good result.
Okay.
But only right now, though, yeah, as you said, he's sitting in a good spot right now in 5th place, and Lewis Sondra now scrapping away. So Sondra must have a big issue or something, because right now Lewis and him are now scrapping for the lower points.
Well, actually, Lewis and Sondra.
Yeah, that's what I was on about there, and they've dropped a bit more time now. Nino has got free air now. He needs to catch up, and these two are going side by side yet again. Oh, there's rain!
Oh, rain.
It's raining!
There it is.
Oh no, this has thrown a tear into the works. Brandon needs to stay out.
Matthew!
Matthew's just passed Rocco easily.
Oh, but Rocco going for the switchback. Is he gonna try it back down the inside? So actually, Bran, that's why he didn't pit. That's why he stayed on mediums. Really good strategy call by the Mercedes driver. That if it ends up, sorry for my English. I mean, I was really struggling here. But if it's enough for intermediates, then what a call by the Mercedes driver, to be honest.
Yeah, that would be a good call there, and as we did see just a couple of seconds ago, 3 Maggers and Beggards, there was a Renault going slowing yet again, and it is the Bottle Hog. I think it's time to just give up and retire, because Sondra is not having a good day in the office day. He wasn't having good tests in practice sessions, but Rocco now coming back at Matthew. Gap under under 2 tenths right now, and the rain is getting trickier, so the hard tyres will start to fall off when the rain gets a bit heavier, because, you know, the rain's roughly going to affect the tyre life. It's going to make them colder, and the best tyres to be on roughly are the soft compound, since you can get a lot of heat in them. But right now, Tom, what do you think of Bran? As Paco was saying, Bran's in a good spot. Do you agree on that right now, as he's got a 2.2 second gap to Matthew Order?
Well, yeah, if the rain gets heavier, then he'll be able to pit. Well, his strategy's perfect to pit the inters or whatever, and yeah, so he's looking good at the moment with the strategy. But I was surprised to see how quickly Matthew passed Rocco. Rocco didn't really put up much of a fight. I think it was into Stowe. But
yeah,
that was interesting. But yeah, Brand's looking strong at the moment.
It's just an ERS gap between both of them. You know, Rocco is now lacking ERS. And I believe he has learned now, and I think he's going to try and stay behind Matthew for a few laps, saving ERS. So yeah, I think it's a smart call if he does that, to be honest.
Oh, yeah, as long as his tyres hold right now, because he did lose a second. He did have a 3-summit gap. Now it's 2.3. So he has lost that gradually on the laps going. So his tyres are starting to fall off. The mediums should only make 22 to 20 lap distance, I'm going to say. So 1 lap 18, if it's going to rain, it needs to pick up, because if Brown wants a chance to win this race, he needs it to rain better than this, and he is a master. He is a mini Hamilton in the interconditions, but so is Matthew. So it'll be a good little scrap between these two if we see it. But right now, though, gap 2.4 seconds, and Rocco and Edward are now scrapping away for 3rd position.
Yeah, Edward is really looking to get past him pretty eagerly, because that 3-second penalty, he's going to want to gain as much time as he can to ollie behind him. Well, it looks like a... Ooh, does that clip the grass or lock up or something? I just missed that.
Not sure.
But as you were saying, Paco, as you're both talked at the same time, what were you going to say then?
No, I mean, I was about to point out the fight between both of them. As we can see now, Andre making the overtake on the Williams. Probably David, you know, making the same call as Bran, but yeah, not going as well as the Merc driver. And just pointing out that Rocco is not being able to save as much as he probably want to. And it seems like Matthew has a little bit more of pace than what we probably thought, and doesn't seem like Rocco is being able to keep up that easily as he was able to do on the last few laps.
I've got to agree, Matthew still got plenty of AS now, he's using a bit more now. But a quick question to you both. When do you think these inter conditions will come into play? Or do you think it's even going to get inters and we're just going to have what we had a couple of seasons ago in Britain, where it just rained and it was still, you had to stay on dries, as Kevin and David are fighting behind in 7th and 8th?
Alright, I mean, I think that if it's about lap 21 when they have to switch to intermediates, I think it's gonna be an interesting call, because it's gonna be 5 laps remaining, and I don't know if it's gonna be enough for Brand, you know, to make the strategy work. Definitely, if it's on lap 24, forget about it. He'll have to pit for softs or whatever. He'll probably pit for intermediates, but it won't make any effect on the race. So I think it's going to be interesting to see when the rain starts to intensify.
Yeah, well, I'm thinking the same to us. Sort of maybe the rain might not even get that much heavier, and it might just be this, they're staying out on hards and not be too heavy to go onto the wet tyre. But I mean, Brown's going to be hoping that it does, and it picks up pretty quickly if he wants his strategy to work.
Yeah, I've got to agree. As we see now, Matthew's getting gap now to 2 seconds, so he's gained 4/10 this time. So those mediums, let's have a look on his mediums on the straight, and let's see. Oh, he's really struggling with traction. Now I don't know if that's the tyre wear or that's the inner conditions picking up, but it isn't raining that much. There is a bit of blistering on his fronts and a bit on the rears as well. So the tyres aren't looking healthy, looking really unhealthy actually, to be honest. So he's probably, if he's not careful, he's probably going to end up like Hamilton, who got a puncture, and it could really destroy his race. Because right now though, he needs the rain to pick up in the next couple of laps if he wants a chance to have a good result. Because right now, if he pits now, he's West Andres.
He might end up like Hamilton, but if he does, he might end disqualified because he needs to pit. So yeah, he won't be able to repeat what his idol did back in 2020.
That is true. As right now, Matthew still under threat by Rocco. Rocco's kept with him, but he hasn't saved. You said he hasn't been saving his ERS, but Lickle neither. But look at Ollie. He's used a bit of his ERS now, and he's in 4th place. And these four drivers now are starting to pick up their own train and pull away from the old train they had, because they had a massive train earlier on. And Ian Romnelli still hasn't caught up. He's got a 5.4 second gap to Dadwick, who's just in 10th place, who's having a struggle race day on his debut. And they're just tiptoeing around, and the rain is picking up as we're on lap 21, so Bran will probably make it a pit stop end of this lap.
Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to see where Ollie finishes, because prior to the season he was, having doubts about his pace. Now he's fighting for a possible podium, so I'm happy for him. He's showing good pace today.
I mean, right now he's on the podium, on the virtual podium. Brandt has to pit, and Lico has a penalty. So at the moment he's on the podium. So really good job from the Jersey man.
Oh yeah, that is true. As we said, Edwards got a 7-second penalty. Will be added to his time in today's race, so he will drop further behind. But right now though, Edwards not let that get to him. He's kept under control. Alfie's now starting to come back as well for the field. He ain't this far from this train as he was earlier. And let's speak about Alfie at the moment. Russia, he had an average quality, he got wing damage, and then he started to come back near the end of the race. It's happening again. He got past Matthew and then he spun by touching the exit curb, and now he's starting to come back. Do you think Alfie's got a good chance to keep up with Ollie and Rocco and Matthew and Edward? Or do you think that's basically out of the window for both of you to answer?
Tom?
Oh, I missed the question, sorry mate. You go first and I'll judge what the question was afterwards and say.
I would say that I also missed the question, to even make the situation hilarious, but I'm not. If not, Jaron would feel bad. I would say, I don't know, probably the pace is there, but on the last races, Lickle himself, and also Cameron, have shown that they get too many penalties. Well, Alfie's one was caused by the pit entry, I believe, for speeding into the pit entry. But I don't know. I mean, he has shown on this race, they are all in the arrest range, so they have the pace to be up there. But right now, I don't know if he's gonna be able to keep up there. He's almost losing the DRS range to Andre, which could mean that Kevin at some point could try the overtake, although they are teammates, and I believe they should work as teammates and maybe let someone by, as Luis gets a 3-second time penalty, so that's not good for his race.
Well then, Tom, do you want me to repeat the question what I said, or do you think...
Yeah, go on then, mate.
Well, I said Bugatti, he's currently in 7th. Do you think he's got a good chance to catch up? He had Russia, he had a bad start, got wing damage, and then came back near the end of the race. He's had a bad result again today, he spun. Do you think he could catch up to Matthew, Rocco and Edward, or do you agree with Paco said?
To be fair, so far he's quite close behind, but you've got that 5-second penalty. Maybe he got that under safety car, so he might get it removed. I'm not sure what happened there. But yeah, he's showing good pace. He needs to get back past Andre, because I think he passed him before, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure. But yeah, he's definitely showing the pace. He can catch up. He's done well so far.
Okay, well that's well, you're both very similar in your opinions. I have to agree with both of you, to be honest. It could be a good comeback. It might not even happen, but the train's now starting to close up again. But Bran hasn't pitted. We're on lap 23 out of 26. He needs to pit for a fresh set of tyres to not get DSQ'd. Unless he completely forgot about that. But right now, he's managed to take mediums 22 laps. Now, I said that's going to be the limit. He has to pit soon, because if he's not careful, he's going to get a puncher, and it could easily end his race and score 0 points.
I think rain is going to be it's going to be for intermediates on the final 2 laps. So that's the thing. It's not going to be enough for Brand, to make that strategy work. But he might get maybe a point. But yeah, unfortunate for Brand because he tried. And yeah, he stays 1 more lap. Yeah, he wants to have the ideal conditions for intermediates, but it's not going to be enough to catch up again. So yeah, and he's going to give Matthew DRS. Maybe he wants, to be involved in the fight for the win. Maybe he wants to help Rocco,
It could be a partner there, but he could also try and help Edward. He is actually his teammate, to be honest.
Well,
so
actually, yeah.
It could be a strategy, but right now, I don't think it's going to work, and that's the worst thing to do on those tyres, is lock up. And as you said, the rain is now starting to pick up now, but I think it is a bit too late.
Rocco having a really good exit. Will he try the overtake, though?
Matthew goes for the inside, just for a defensive move. He goes deep. Rocco's coming back. He's going to try to push around the outside. These two have to watch out for Bran here.
Yeah. Yeah, not able to make. We can see that the situation is quite tricky with the rain. But quite close.
Very close indeed. It looks like it's going to be another Matthew win if it keeps going the way it is right now, because Bran needs to pit this lap.
I think Bran should just park it and take Matthew out with him.
Remember, Tom, we have to keep it biased. No, the other way around. We have to keep it objective. Unbiased, yeah.
Well, DRS is still enabled though.
I'm getting fed up
defending.
Matthew at the top, to be honest. Nah,
Bran
but
Bran
if Matthew takes the win, he's...
Oh!
What did I just miss?
That was a close call from Rocco. He just went really late on the break-ins, and then he almost hits... he actually hit the back end from Matthew, the rear. But yeah, didn't go to something else. So yeah, fortunate from Rocco. As we can see Brand going into softs. So yeah, unfortunately, his strategy didn't work.
Yeah, it hasn't worked at all, and he's not even going to get points. So Lewis just jumped him.
Rocco has a real chance here from a podium, to be honest. It's true that Matthew has a lot of energy that he will use on the final lap, but if Rocco is able to get a really good run like he had on last lap, why not dreaming about a win?
Yeah, it's not out of the question. These actually are fighting for a legitimate position. I thought Matthew would have won by a big margin, but right now, Matthew really under pressure. Now, Matthew, do me a massive favour, run wide a little bit and let Rocco get a win. He didn't have a win last season. He almost had a win at Baku. Let him win. You've got the championship. Oh, hang on, yellows. There's a Ferrari going slowly.
Nino.
It is Nino running up, and he is getting a 5-second penalty for resetting the track. That is against the rules in IRL. You're not allowed to do that, and Nino has been caught. And he's now getting challenged by Lewis Curtis.
Just saying, Rocco deserves it. Deserves the win. Racing with no line, for 3rd time, probably, or 4th. He has done a really solid race. He's 5/10 behind Matthew. He's not gonna have a run, probably. He's not gonna even have the chance to try to overtake. But I think he deserves it. He has done a really solid job.
Well, yeah, that is true. We're on the final lap of the race, and Tom also agrees there. So, Matthew, look at the ERS future. He's got the win, basically. He knows he has it. But will he make an error? Or will he keep his nerve? Will he take a 3rd win? And we thought he wouldn't get it. On the first start of the stint and the strategy with the safety car, we thought there'd be another one. There wasn't another safety car. Then the rain came. We thought the intermediate conditions would have kicked in and helped Bran. But nothing has faltered for this guy. Matthew looks like he's going to take another win.
On these situations, I miss that this is not the NASCAR game. When a lap car can actually win the leader's lap. That would be glorious, to be honest.
His classic Paco Suarez trying to be funny.
Rocco's picking
no.
up penalty.
And Rocco
Come on,
Ball.
Ollie! Come on!
Then there's the jersey coming out of Tom there, cheering on his fellow countryman. And Ollie Favell is a guaranteed podium position. Will he take first? And Andre as well. Will Matthew Bottle? Will he get a penalty? No, he keeps under control. And we're going to finish off this British Grand Prix then with Matthew coming into the chicane. He's had rain a couple of times around here. He's going to take another win round here. He has taken the 3rd win of the season, and he takes first with Rocco taking second, net second, but Ollie moves into second, Andre in 3rd, Kevin in the 4th place, Rocco 5th, Fleddy 6th, Edward in 7th, but probably lose more position with penalties.
Rocco.
Alfie in 8th, Lewis Curtis 9th, and it looks like Nino Ranella in 10th, but what will penalties change between these two? And Nino completely cuts the, and he, I don't even know what his AI was doing there. But Brand then, round into 11th, will he get 10th by penalties? He hasn't got a pen, no he doesn't, he finished 11th, and the debut driver of CPI Adwick there, disappointing result today, he just didn't have it at all, and he finishes in 12th place, and the old man himself has lose control of the car like he does with his BMW, and he takes the 14th spot, I believe that is, or 15th. No, so it's even 13th, I'm wrong there as well.
As much as I am buzzing for Ollie, I mean, I'm gutted for Rocco because he was fighting for the win there. Unfortunately, I think he dropped down to something 5th. We'll see now, but happy for Ollie, but gutted for Rocco.
No, that's true. Matthew again taking the win, and as you were going to say,
just saying, Jared, that I think as Tom, is his first time doing the live stream. I think we should let him do the interviews, as a prize for his commitment.
I did have to rush off the interview, but now I've seen Ollie on the podium. I'll happily stay to interview Ollie.
You want to interview Ollie? We'll let you interview Ollie then. We'll all do an interview each, and
thank you.
well, I'm that nice. But then let's go down the official results. Mario then takes another win, and it looked like it was in jeopardy, but he proves us wrong. Takes first place with Ollie Favell, a surprise in 2nd, with Andre 3rd, Kevin Harrison another good result in 4th, Rocco 5th, Fleddy 6th, Edward in 7th, but actually I think he keeps 2nd actually with pens added anyway. Alfie in 8th, Lewis Curtis in 9th, Nino Romano 10th, Brandon Glover just missed it out in 11th place there. Dadwick in 12th, Sondre Sohaug in 13th, and Karen Young 14th, and Santiago Matagayan then, who DNF'd at the start of the round, which was disappointing because he could have had a good result today. Well then, we already have our first driver already in the interview. We'll start very soon as we wait for the other guys to join.
Well, we should start with 3rd, as Andre just joined the party, I believe.
Okay then, well if you want to start with the 3rd place driver of Andre, Paco, by all means.
Alright. Hello, Andre.
Hello?
You have your mic to be shared, right?
Yeah, now
your
yes.
voice. Alright. Then we'll go ahead with the interview. P3 today, I don't know if you're happy with that result. I mean, probably you are. How was the race for you? I mean, you didn't really do big moves, you were not like, you didn't have protagonism during the race, but you still managed to get P3 by not getting penalties. How does it feel?
Oh, feels great to be on the podium again. Again, like in Australia, I didn't expect to be on the podium once more. It was just about being consistent and believing that the rain was not going to affect the pace. Maybe I could have passed Ollie on that last lap, but I didn't want to risk both of our races. So yeah, I'm still happy with P3.
You've shown during the season that you do not get penalties. During the race, you were mostly sitting 7th or 6th. Did you eventually think that you would get a podium, or only on the final lap you realized that you had a chance?
To be fair, I only thought I could have got a podium when I saw Brandon pitting, because then I saw that, hey, I'm 5th. Lecco had a penalty ahead of me. I couldn't see about Blizzard and the Williams. I can't remember it right now. But yeah, once Brandon pitted, I thought it was a possibility and just went for it.
in that case, congratulations. Next week we have, I believe, Hungary. Yeah, I'm hungry. Yeah, bad joke. Never mind. How do you feel at Hungary? I mean, is it a good track for you? Do you think you could repeat a podium, or you're gonna struggle?
It's very difficult. I'm not that good at Hungary, but yeah, I mean anything can happen. Silverstone is not my best of tracks as well, so yeah, we'll see.
Then congratulations on your P3, and yeah, good luck for next round.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, I guess I'm gonna leave Tom to interview his new Jersey mate, Ollie. So yeah, Tom, I'll let you interview Ollie.
Ollie there.
Yeah, hello.
Mate, congratulations. P2. That's your second podium this season. So,
yeah, I know.
From the start of the race, do you think you had the possibility of getting that podium?
To be honest, I thought that I was going to be stuck at the back, to be honest, because I got held in the pit lane and I pressed on the mediums instead of the hards by accident, but I guess that gave me fresher tyres towards the end of the race. But I had to do a fair amount of overtakes to get through the pack because I wanted to catch up to the back of Lippel, so I know I wouldn't be at risk of losing that DRS because it's so crucial at Silverstone to have DRS. Because if you end up losing it, then you end up falling back, and fair play to Andre for keeping with us because I thought he was going to fall back. But he did at one stage until he overtook the Williams, but it was a good race, just sitting behind hoping Rocco and Matthew would crash. Obviously they didn't, but Rocco got the penalty on the last lap, which I probably guess he's kicking himself about, but I'm still on for the podium either way, so I'm happy with a P2.
Yeah, you've done really well there, raced well. What about the rain? Did you think when you're coming towards the end of the race, do you think that might affect the strategy? You might have to pit for inters, or what was going through your mind?
On the Jeff map at the start, it didn't say it was going to rain, so it caught us all by surprise, and we thought Brandon Glover had pulled off an absolute masterclass of a strategy. But thank God it didn't go to inters, because otherwise he would have won the race probably. And Matthew did really well to hold out for second for most of the race with that wing damage and being a bit of a bust. But yeah, Matthew drove well, of course, and he's got 3 wins in a row now, so we could probably use with someone like Lewis or Rocco trying to stop him, but I don't want him to have a Sebastian Vettel season. That can't happen.
No. Well then, for the next round, next week, I think we're racing at Hungary. How do you think you're going to do around there?
I don't know, to be honest. I wasn't expecting to do very well here, to be honest, because I don't have the same amount of pace as the top guys, obviously, so I'm kind of just using my experience just to pick my battles and just stick behind and hope the races go well for me. So I've been pretty lucky in the first round and in the third round, but got quite unlucky in the second round. So might have a unlucky race next week, and the week after maybe we'll have a lucky week again.
Fair enough. Well, good luck for next week, and congratulations today. Represent Jersey well.
Thank you. Up the balls.
One of them.
Up the balls.
That's it. Well then, there's the Jersey boys, is from Guernsey actually, living their little celebrations. We will now move on to the 4-time champion, possibly a 5th-time champion the way he's going, Mr. CRG Blizzard. You know, are you there, Mr. Matthew Order?
No, I am not here.
Oh, good, right. Well, the interview's ended then. All jokes aside, congratulations on your win. I actually thought it wasn't going to happen today. I thought your streak would have been ended, but you proved me wrong yet again. You know, you pulled something out of the bag, and I've got to say, good result. And how do you think your race went in your point of view?
Well, my race started off okay. I lost the position to Nino, but I was able to pull it back just before the safety car came out. But I gave it back to him because I did pass him just after it, and it did also give me an advantage when we came around the lap. So it allowed me to pit, and he didn't pit. And then after the restart, Dowdek didn't seem to warm up his tyres very well. Brand got past him very easily into turn 1. And I tried to sneak through as well, but he just turned into me, and that's where I got my wing damage from. I probably would have spun if I was on pad, so yeah, I got quite lucky with that. But then it was just about trying to hold up the people who I was around as long as possible, and holding up the guy. It didn't last very long, so I didn't think it would last very long with anyone else, but then he spun. And Rocco just didn't seem to have good exits out of Chapel every time, so I was able to abuse that and hold my position. And I learned that I was doing much better on ERS than Rocco, surprisingly. Like, Cameron said that he had less ERS than me the whole time. Then it was just about defending that. Rocco did get past me, and then when I went for the move, it was timed perfectly with the rain coming out, so Rocco was obviously a bit distracted, I think, or he actually just let me go, but I don't know why he would do that. And I managed to get past him again. Then he didn't fight me ever again, really, except the second to last lap. By that point, I had DRS on Brand, so it was useless. Yeah, then it was just about draining my ERS all in the last lap. All the ERS was I saved to hold off Rocco, and I managed to take the win with the wing damage.
Well, I didn't even actually realise you actually had wing damage, so it must have been minor. That is unfortunate there for you and Bran. But were you actually near the end of the race, when it was around about lap 18 to lap 23, were you worried that if the rain did pick up, Bran actually did pull off a good strategy on those mediums? Or did you feel that there's no way this rain is going to be in time and Bran's just made a big mistake and you're going to get the win regardless?
Well, everyone's reaction in the party when we found out that it was going to rain was like everyone thought Bran and Dowdek pulled off a really good strat, but it didn't forecast it, so I had it in the back of my mind that it probably won't rain enough anyway, and it didn't, so Bran got screwed over with that. But since Bran didn't put onto hards, his race was over anyway, so he had to try something.
Well, yeah, that is true. You did have to try something. Same with Nino and Lewis, and your teammate as well. Quick question with your teammate: do you think he made a silly decision not peeling into the pits when the safety car came out, because it did cost him a lot of time and a lot of positions in the end of the race?
I think everyone made a silly decision if you didn't pit. The Silverstone pit lane takes ages to go through, and you just get a free pit stop because the hards can easily make it to the end. I mean, my tyres like only reached 60% on the last lap, so I think it's just silly not to pit. And when you just get a free pit stop, it's like that for every track, really. So.
Thank you for clearing that up. And well then, the final question. It is Hungary the next round, and you're probably going to eat lasagna at that because you probably are hungry. But how do you feel you're going to be at that track? Do you think you could get another win? But instead of getting the win and pole position, are you going to go for the triple, the win, the fastest lap, and pole position with the 2 points in quality?
Well, obviously that's the same for everywhere, but it's very hard to do that when you have someone who pits at the end of the race and takes a fast lap anyway. So that'll be obviously the aim, but fast laps are always unlikely unless I start outside the top 10, and why would I do that when I just get extra 2 points anyway, so from pole. I don't like Hungary really, but it's a very technical track, so it's easier to have an advantage when you have more skill.
Well, that is true. You have to have skill around that track. You know, there's a lot of deadly curbs there. Well, thank you for that interview, and congratulations on your win, and congratulations on Andrew getting third, and congratulations to Ollie getting a very great second place. I can't believe I'm actually saying those words coming out of my mouth. But Tom Jewell has actually left the booth to quickly go somewhere, so me and Paco will close the stream down from here. Well then, Paco, your highlight of today's race.
Sunrise bottle. No. I would say probably as I've been saying the whole race, Rocco's race without line. I think it was quite remarkable. But also Matthew's win, since he had the light front wing damage and it was not easy for him, and he still managed to get that win. So yeah, both of them probably would be my highlight of the race.
Well, my highlight of the race, I think it would be Matthew, but you know, as you said, with that wing damage, he still had the pace, and I think next season it will be no front wings for him to you know, try and win races. But I'm going to actually give it Ollie. You know, I think he did a good result today. You know, he stayed with the pack, and usually he doesn't. He usually drops off or he gets some kind of contact into turn one, and he actually somehow proved me wrong that he actually still has the pace to be here, and he's done it. So he had a good result today, and I've got to give it to him. I can't fault him. And even the game gave him the drive of the day, and I think he does deserve it as well. But I also will count Rocco as well. Well then, that is our highlight of the day. We would have Tom, but unfortunately he is not here. So This has been International Racing League round number 3 at Britain for the top tier. It's been a great race to commentate over, a lot of action, a lot of different strategies, also a bit of upset for the Mercedes team. But if you do want to see some more action for the top tier, join us next week, Saturday at 6 o'clock. But if you want to see a masterclass where IRL Neon takes the win in F2 tomorrow, then join us at 4:30 UK time, and then F3 as well at 4:30 UK time tomorrow as well. And if you want to see some FP action on Wednesday at 8 o'clock, do tune in for that. And see you guys next time, and have a nice day. Goodbye.